This is the Southside School of Financial Freedom Market Report and Small Account Update for the week ending February 24th, 2024. The market finished higher this week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average increased 0.16% on Friday and was up 1.3% for the week. The S&P 500 increased 0.03% on Friday and was up 1.66% for the week. The Nasdaq decreased minus 0.26% on Friday, but was up 1.4% for the week. Looking at the week, we can see that there were 7 up finishes versus 5 down finishes for the major indexes. On Monday, the market was closed. On Tuesday, all the major indexes finished down. On Wednesday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 finished up, while the Nasdaq finished down. On Thursday, all the major indexes finished up, and on Friday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 finished up, while the Nasdaq finished down again. How did you do? My small account finished minus 6.33% lower, but generated cash flow of 3.84%. Even when the market falls and or my account doesn't do well, I still get income or cash flow by selling covered calls and naked puts. This method does not only guarantee cash flow or income, it can also beat the S&P 500. I don't use charts, I don't use fundamental analysis, I don't use indicators or signals. I definitely don't sit in front of a computer screen all day to watch the market. I simply choose a stock from my watch list to sell covered calls and or naked puts. I do have 5 criteria for choosing stocks to put on my trading watch list. I will not reveal what my criteria are, but if you examine my list, you may be able to figure out the criteria for yourself. The last row, however, is my benchmark row. That is, I measure my performance against gold, silver, and the S&P 500. I choose the stock option based on whether I own the stock or I would like to own the stock. I choose a strike price, an expiration date, a bid, and I submit a limit order. Then I wait for execution. If the sale does not execute, I may change my order or wait until the next day to submit a new order. Looking at my watch list from the week, the strongest performer on the list was Novavax Incorporated, ticker symbol NVAX in the second column. It was up 8.4% on Friday and increased 27.16% for the week. Novavax Incorporated is a biotechnology firm that promotes improved health by discovering, developing, and commercializing vaccines to protect against serious infectious diseases. It has a vaccine platform that combines a recombinant protein approach, nanoparticle technology, and it has patented Matrix M adjuvant to enhance immune responses. Looking at a summary of results, you can see that Novavax has increased 10.21% year to date. I have generated cash flow from Novavax in the past. However, this week I generated cash flow from selling 5 option contracts, 2 calls, and 3 puts that range from $3.34 to $128.34. Thus, on Tuesday, I sold 2 puts, one for $128.34 and one for $22.34. On Thursday, I sold a put for $12.34. And on Friday, I sold 2 calls, one for $5.34 and one for $3.34. I also received 14 cents in interest. That is a total of $171.84, which is not a lot of money, but the account is small. And $171.84 in cash flow was 3.84% of my account value. If you use this system, this money is free and clear. You can take it out of your account and spend it, or leave it in your account to build your cash balance and or invest it. If you want to increase the amount of cash flow, just use a larger account. For example, to 10x the cash flow to $1,718.40, use a larger account, and instead of selling one of everything that I sold, sell 10. This strategy is guaranteed to produce cash flow immediately and every week that it is applied. However, it does not guarantee the amount of cash flow from week to week, nor the value of your account. The amount varies and the account value varies. Despite the variations in amount and value, the goal is to generate cash flow and beat the S&P 500. And that is what I am openly showing you every week as it happens. Please note, most professional money managers and their strategies do not consistently beat the S&P 500 every year. They lose, and they lose by a lot. Last year, this method beat the S&P 500 by about 12%. But in 2024, my account is down minus 12.17% versus 6.85% up for SPY, which is an S&P 500 ETF. That's a difference of 19.02%. So I am losing to the S&P 500 by over 19% after the first 8 weeks of the new year. It is not uncommon to beat the S&P 500 one year and then lose to the index the next year. Will I befall this same fate? Over the last few weeks, my account has been cutting the deficit against the S&P 500, but this week, SPY gained about 1.65%, while my account lost minus 6.33%. Will I continue to gain on the S&P 500? Tune in next week to find out. Bitcoin watch. Bitcoin lost minus 1.83% this past week and appears to be in a bull market. Though it is down minus 25.8% from its all-time high, which was achieved in November 2021, it is up almost 22% year to date. Some believe that Bitcoin is really the only long-term investment you need. What do you say? What is your strategy? Do you know how to produce cash flow every week and beat the S&P 500? Or will you simply invest in Bitcoin? As you develop, analyze, and implement your strategy, please check back to see how my small account performs against the S&P 500 from week to week by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you.